really wanted to create that cantilever look.
Yes.
So fish could actually go and hide. Like, look at how far that hangs out underneath there.
1, 2, 3. Who's gonna win? Are you alive? You like to design a destination boat.
I'm giving you a wedgie.
Don't you like jalapeno martinis or something?
Jalapeno margaritas.
Jalapeno margaritas, yes. It is a gorgeous day in Aurora, Illinois,
which is a suburb of Chicago.
I'm Greg Wittstock, the pond guy, and this is my channel. I'm being joined today by Brian Helfrich, my main guy for 23 years, and this is actually a really special stop for us.
This is my longtime friend Tony Akala's house.
Junior high?
Junior high. We met, high school. But anyways, a long time ago. And we've been friends for a long time. More importantly, he now works at Aquascape too, doing all of our video stuff.
4 years ago, we were actually at this house building a pond for our TV show, Pond Stars.
And I haven't seen it since plants have filled in and everything else.
Which is always fun, so let's go check this out. Your water. Oh my gosh! I didn't even know this was here.
Originally back, years and years ago when Aquascape sold urns, we put a ceramic urn here, and this is actually a rainwater harvesting system.
Oh, yep.
Off of this downspout, we're able to collect water. It goes through this first flush system here. It's got that fine screen in it that collects all the shingle dust and everything else. Water then fills up into there, goes through a pipe, and then goes into a large storage tank here. There's a 1,000-gallon storage tank underneath this.
And then you can irrigate off of it. You can have the water, and then there's like overflow infiltration. And this is how it starts. A little water feature, and then it goes on to something big.
I think my favorite thing about this whole project, Greg, was the overall transformation. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
this
we moved
staircase. Actually came down this way off the house. And I remember when we came here, looking out from their walkout basement, like it makes no sense because the staircase blocks the view. By moving the stairs over here, it opened up all this space. They have this unbelievable outdoor dining area now.
Shade or sun,
Yeah, the natural shade that comes off of this. And then look at what they get to look at all the time over there.
What I love about this transformation was this was just grass.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was a newer house. They had just moved in when we did this. And even still, though, I see the neighbors are still basically just grass. But yet every year this water feature looks nicer. You haven't seen it this year, and the plants are already starting to fill in.
That's crazy. Like the trees are getting bigger, everything else. Like look at the big bald cypress, how big that thing is. That was a 6-foot tree 4 years ago, and now it's a 20-foot tree. These stairs are really
cool. What's up, guys? Little T. Does this not look like Tony or what? Little T and Big Will. What's up, buddy? And then, of course, Mama.
What's up, kiddos? How are you?
Good morning.
Do you guys even remember this pond being built?
You know what you do remember? When I threw you in after. Let's do it again. We gotta
Stop!
Now, do you think I would ever throw you in? Of course I wouldn't throw you in. I'd throw your brother in.
Tony, you were this tall when we first got the pond.
So I was like...
That's exactly what you were like.
This was a newer home when we put this water feature in. It still looks like a lot of your neighbors haven't really done much to their landscaping. What do people say that come back into your yard? Full, beautiful, blown out backyard right after you moved in.
Absolutely love it. Actually, that was one of the selling points for people moving into this home.
Really?
Was our backyard.
Really? That's awesome. You sell the neighbor's house because of your backyard because they can hear it.
Hear it, see it from their upper deck. When people walk in, they have no idea what's back there.
We actually put that tree in, what is the variety, Brian? It's a skinnier tree.
It's just maple.
Well, but it's a skinny maple. It doesn't fan out. And we did that on purpose because the neighbors that lived there before really wanted to be able to see it. And I wanted them to. And then they moved. But the new people tell me all the time that they sit on their back deck and they look at it.
That's awesome. Here's the kids. This is what it's about right here. This is what I love.
Take 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Oh my, look at this. Look at this. This is what kids should be doing versus playing video games.
Hey, Tony, where's all your fish?
I don't know.
Ah, look at that. Look at that. Can I come in too? I forgot my bathing suit. Brian, get in there. This is what we did as kids. This is why we got into this business, is because we would be outside catching turtles, fish, frogs. This is what a water feature should be like. The fact that you've got this whole area for them to swim in. You don't have big lilies because the kids are always in here messing around. It's an outdoor sandbox, right? It's just with water. There's a natural retention pond in the back here, and people wouldn't think about putting in a pond. The retention pond doesn't have any sound. Listen to how that space changes with that sound. We put 2 pumps in here.
There is 2 pumps in here. We call it our party pump. We don't always have it on.
Let's turn the party pump on.
Yeah, I remember the party pump.
Listen to the difference in the sound when the second pump kicks in, which you don't have to run all the time for electrical use, but let's listen.
Oh yes, that's the party pump.
Deeper sound.
Party pump it is.
It is a much deeper sound. Get a little more white water too, you know.
What do you think? Should we put a stream in here and float over to a pond down there, and you guys can put tubes in and float down? Would you like that?
How about a water slide off the deck down into the pond? That's even better, right? Now you're doing what my kids do. Put on their snorkel stuff and go in there and look around for fish.
Tony, tell Uncle Brian what happened with your fish, bud.
Something ate them.
Really crazy that we have this big retention pond back here, and we were always worried about all the heron and all the egrets and things like that. You guys even built the little koi condominium, you called it, but a big fish cave in there, and so that they could hide from predators, and it had always worked. And then one season, last season, we all of a sudden started losing fish and didn't know why. One day one of the boys comes down and is like, Dad, there's something eating our fish in the backyard. Wow. He went through all of my fish, and unfortunately there's not too much you can do about them except live trap them. I don't really want to kill them. So we're kind of in the process of doing that, and then we'll get more fish.
Usually people have an issue with the herons. You got a retention pond back there with egrets and herons in there. You didn't have that, but you actually had a mink, which is much rarer to get a mink. The nice thing about minks, if there's anything nice, they tend to move around a little bit. Although with this retention pond, maybe he lives right there. Look at these kids. This is what kids should be doing.
On the count of 3, both of you go under. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Oh, Big Brother got it this time. You alive?
I said stop.
All right.
Perfect. Mom, aren't you glad we got him in there?
Yeah, I'm glad.
Ryan, talk about this destination boat. I love how the water goes underneath it a little bit. You like to design a destination boat.
Like a lot of these projects, you know, we go hand select all the stones and we don't know exactly what we're going to do with them. It's kind of like a bunch of jigsaw pieces, and you figure out what the end puzzle is going to look like. And so this rock, this big giant flat rock, just
that the kids are used to get in and out.
Yeah, it was just called to be placed as a destination boulder, the kind of rocks that invite you to walk up onto them. But because of the thin profile of this rock, we really wanted to create that cantilever look.
Yes.
So fish could actually go and hide. Like, look at how far that hangs out underneath there.
And it's worked because the herons don't get the fish.
You see the kids come in here and use it as a way to get into in and out of the pond. These types of rocks just allow people to interact with the pond so much more, rather than the viewing area being more removed over there. Look at how cool this is, Greg. With this hole in the rock, you can see through to the water, and I guarantee this plant just showed up all by itself.
It's kind of cool that when the lights are on at night, you can actually see a little glow of light come out of that area.
It's a little, it's a little touchy. I like how the junipers have spread the backdrop. When you're down here, you don't see the neighbors. So if you're sitting right here, this would be a great spot because you got privacy built right in. Literally, I cannot see a single neighbor in the back there, even though we're in a typical residential neighborhood. These are great seats. What a great area. This whole thing was done in 3 days for the TV show. And of course, we surprised Tony.
Take it all in. Take it all in.
So this is pretty nice. You came home with a backyard makeover. What did you think when we surprised you, giving you a water feature for the TV show?
I am so impressed with you guys right now. That was pretty awesome.
How many years have you worked at Aquascape?
This is it's going on my 19th year.
Yeah, so after 15 years, he finally got an Aquascape water feature. And for me, I love to have water features for our teammates, especially the ones that are in the promotion of this. You really learn a lot living with a water feature. How much work is this?
I don't do a lot of work at all.
It looks like it.
I had some water quality issues, mostly because the kids are in and out of the pond all the time.
Yeah.
And so
It looks great.
It constantly gets stirred up. But other than that, I mean, I don't do much work at all. More work is really weeding around the thing. And I get a lot of weeds around just from...
Everybody has gardens. You got to cut the lawn once a week. You got to clean out the pond once a year, empty the skimmer once a month. It's low maintenance. But for me, I wish every teammate at Aquascape, everybody had a water feature. And the goal of this vlog series is that actually people get inspired to do this. Jen, thanks for the hospitality.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to do that over again. Jen, thanks for the hospitality. And this is what I love about my job. If you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow along our journey as we see awesome people with fantastic backyards. I love my job.